In this podcast episode featuring Layne Norton, the discussion revolves around debunking diet myths, particularly those promoted by carnivore enthusiasts. The conversation covers topics such as the dismissal of the importance of fiber in the diet and the argument that cholesterol levels, specifically LDL, do not matter if other markers like HDL and triglycerides are favorable. Norton explains that fiber is often dismissed by carnivore enthusiasts as unnecessary because it is considered indigestible. However, he clarifies that while insoluble fiber may not be fully digested, it still has metabolic effects, such as promoting gut motility and acting as a prebiotic for the gut microbiota. Soluble fiber, on the other hand, is essential for fueling the gut microbiota and producing short-chain fatty acids, which have numerous health benefits. Norton emphasizes that fiber is crucial for overall gut health and should not be overlooked in the diet. The discussion also delves into the argument made by some carnivore enthusiasts that cholesterol levels, particularly LDL, do not matter if other markers like HDL and triglycerides are favorable. Norton explains that while individuals with high LDL, high HDL, and low triglycerides may appear to be metabolically healthy, the long-term implications of elevated LDL on heart disease risk cannot be ignored. He highlights the importance of considering all risk factors, not just isolated markers, when assessing cardiovascular health. He also mentions the role of genetic polymorphisms in LDL secretion and how studies like Mendelian randomization provide valuable insights into the relationship between LDL levels and heart disease risk. Norton advocates for a nuanced approach to dietary choices, emphasizing that individuals can still follow a low-carb diet without consuming excessive saturated fats. He suggests incorporating lean meats, chicken, fish, and other low-saturated fat options to maintain a balanced diet. He also addresses the cherry-picking of studies to support specific narratives, cautioning against relying on isolated research findings without considering the broader scientific consensus. The conversation delves into the benefits of fiber in reducing the risk of cardiovascular disease, cancer, and all-cause mortality. Studies have shown that for every 10-gram increase in fiber intake, there is a relative 10% decrease in the risk of these health conditions. The concept of relative risk is explained, emphasizing that small changes in risk percentages do not equate to absolute prevention of diseases. In the case of fiber, it does not mean that consuming excessive amounts of fiber will prevent death, but rather that a moderate increase in fiber intake can have significant health benefits. The conversation then focuses on protein intake for plant-based athletes. It is emphasized that individuals can build and maintain muscle on a plant-based diet, but may need to be more mindful of their protein sources. Essential amino acids, particularly leucine, play a crucial role in muscle protein synthesis, and plant-based sources may have lower bioavailability compared to animal sources. Supplementing with vegan protein powders or combining various plant protein sources can help meet protein requirements. Advice is given for individuals following plant-based diets, including supplementing with omega-3 fatty acids and being mindful of essential nutrients like B12 and iron. The importance of balanced nutrition and supplementation is highlighted, regardless of dietary preferences. The discussion also touches on the naturalism fallacy and the need for intelligent supplementation to optimize health. Norton and Rich Roll discuss Christopher Gardner's twin study, which compared the effects of plant-based and omnivorous diets on various health markers. While the study showed improvements in blood lipids and weight loss with the plant-based diet, it is noted that differences in saturated fat, polyunsaturated fat, fiber content, and calorie intake between the groups may have influenced the results. The importance of interpreting study findings within the context of study design and variables is emphasized. Norton challenges the idea that there is a magic solution to health and nutrition. He emphasizes the importance of consistency and planning in dietary choices, rather than relying on quick fixes or extreme approaches. He acknowledges the benefits of a plant-based diet in terms of lower saturated fat and higher fiber intake, but also highlights the need for individualized approaches based on personal preferences and goals. The conversation then shifts to the psychological aspects of behavior change, particularly when it comes to food and substance use. Norton highlights the importance of empathy and accountability in coaching, recognizing that mindset plays a significant role in overcoming challenges and making sustainable changes. Roll shares his personal experience with alcoholism and how it led him to develop a deeper understanding of the complexities of human behavior and addiction. They discuss how feelings of shame can lead to a cycle of overindulgence and self-criticism, making it difficult to break unhealthy patterns. Roll shares his experience with using food as a coping mechanism after getting sober, highlighting the complex relationship between emotions and eating habits. Norton and Roll address the challenges of misinformation and sensationalism in the health and wellness industry. They discuss the prevalence of extreme claims and the allure of secret knowledge that promises quick results. Norton emphasizes the importance of critical thinking and discernment when evaluating nutrition advice, cautioning against falling for overly simplistic or sensationalized claims. Roll shares his experience with adopting a plant-based diet as a binary rule initially, finding it helpful as an entry point for making dietary changes. Norton discusses the importance of having guidelines rather than strict rules when it comes to nutrition, allowing for flexibility and individual variation. They both acknowledge that different approaches work for different people and that mindset plays a key role in long-term success. The discussion also touches on a study from the 90s that observed a disinhibition reflex in dieting. The study found that individuals with a flexible mindset towards dieting were able to control their eating habits better when exposed to hyperpalatable foods compared to those with a restrictive mindset. This emphasizes the significance of having a flexible approach to food and not demonizing certain food groups. The conversation shifts towards the role of exercise in weight loss. Norton explains that while the basic principle of weight loss is consuming fewer calories than expended, the type of calories and the impact of exercise on appetite regulation also play a role. Different types of exercise, such as endurance training, strength training, and swimming, can have varying effects on appetite regulation. Endurance exercise can act as an appetite suppressant, while swimming may increase hunger levels. The discussion also addresses the misconception that exercise is not effective for weight loss. While some argue that exercise can lead to increased hunger and compensatory eating, research shows that exercise can improve appetite regulation and sensitize individuals to satiety signals. Exercise not only burns calories but also influences how the body regulates hunger and satiety. Roll emphasizes the importance of finding trustworthy sources of information in the health and wellness space. He highlights the need for effective science communicators who can translate complex research into understandable terms for the general public. Norton stresses the importance of intellectual honesty and transparency in discussing scientific topics. He acknowledges his own biases and encourages critical thinking when evaluating information. The conversation also touches on the concept of risk and how individuals tend to default to authority figures when seeking information. The discussion warns against blindly trusting credentials and emphasizes the need to critically evaluate information regardless of the source. Norton shares the concept of Nobel Prize syndrome, where even highly intelligent individuals can believe in pseudoscience or misinformation outside their area of expertise. Norton emphasizes the importance of identity and behavior change when it comes to achieving goals, particularly in the context of weight loss. He discusses the concept of forming a new identity and the need to make conscious choices to become a different person each day. The conversation explores the significance of having a strong why when pursuing goals. Norton encourages listeners to identify their reasons for embarking on a health or fitness journey and to use that motivation to drive their actions. He emphasizes the importance of having a compelling reason behind one's goals, as it can provide the necessary fuel to overcome obstacles and setbacks along the way. Norton advocates for taking action over waiting for motivation or inspiration. He stresses the importance of building momentum through consistent effort and incremental progress. Norton shares personal anecdotes about his own journey in weightlifting and how starting with small steps eventually led to significant achievements. The conversation touches on the value of resilience and learning from setbacks. Norton discusses how facing challenges and failures can be powerful teaching moments that contribute to personal growth and development. He emphasizes the importance of confronting obstacles with a willingness to learn and adapt rather than shying away from difficult situations. The conversation concludes with a call to action for listeners to start their journey towards their goals. Norton encourages individuals to focus on taking the first step, building confidence through consistent effort, and staying committed to the process. He emphasizes the importance of disconnecting feelings from actions and relying on discipline and determination to drive progress.